The system that we've been able to build with the Alberta Cancer Foundation funding is game-changing. So we're interested in providing a fast measure of breast density without a first mammogram. So with dense breast tissue, the risk of breast cancer is greater. If we can provide women with a fast measure of breast density, for example, in their family doctor's offices, then we have the potential to give women the information they need to make decisions about when to start breast cancer screening and to support those conversations with their doctors.
I treat patients with prostate cancer as well as gastrointestinal cancers with radiation therapy, and I've also been involved with the MR. This is a device that was developed, designed right from scratch right here in Alberta. If you came to me 10 years ago, prostate cancer treatments for radiation required 39 sessions of radiation. With this machine, our plan is to be able to bring that down to 5 sessions.
For decades, what we've been relying on is surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy, and that really only got us to a certain extent. One of the key features of cancer is that it actually deactivates or hides itself from the immune system, and that's where the advent of something called chimeric antigen receptor T cells, or CAR T cells for short, became important. The basic idea is that you're retraining these T cells to now to rediscover cancers that are hiding. So I describe CAR T cells as being super T cells, or super army cells, if you will.
Precision medicine, that's what this is. Instead of using and buying things from other people, you're actually utilizing the person's own immune system and really pushing on it in the right way to fight the actual cancer itself.
The difficulty with CAR T cells is it's a very difficult process to make them, and it's also very expensive. So that's where the idea came from. What if we could make our own CAR T cells for a fraction of the cost, and hopefully with the same type of effectiveness? And that's what born out of creating a made-in-Alberta CAR T cell solution for treatment of patients both in Edmonton and in Calgary, for both pediatric patients as well as adult patients. And nearly 2/3 of patients are able to stay in a long-term remission and what we consider to be a cure effectively in these patients. So far so good.
Cancer will only be the tip of the iceberg with this. This has vast implications for multiple diseases and really it changes the face of medicine, I believe, altogether. I could see a very big implication from this cancer therapy treating many, many people in many, many branches of medicine with many diseases over the next 20 to 50 years.
When I finally was able to come home from the hospital, I thought, this is great, but it also made things even more difficult because now we're traveling back and forth more often. The expense was just massive. You start to realize just how expensive things are. Gas, food, just the basic necessities to get through. We wouldn't have been able to travel if we didn't have the assistance that we got. How lucky am I to be living in Alberta?
I got the results December 21st of 2016, that it was a class 1B melanoma, and his recommended treatment was the brachytherapy. Having treatment out of province or away from my home would have been a huge financial burden. It would have been a burden in having to have somebody shoulder the childcare. I've been able to be home with my kids almost every night, and it's just made a huge difference. If I could say one thing to the donors, you've made all the difference in my life. I'm here because of you. I get to enjoy my kids' lives because of you. And